Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the largest international curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you decided to join us to watch some of the top teams from around the world participate in this event. My name is Jesse Hamonick, and I'm the Vice President and Country Head of Nutrien Ag Solutions Canada. Like farming, curling brings our communities together, and Nutrien Ag Solutions is committed to promoting the diversity of sport within the communities where we work and live. We're so grateful to the Western Showdown team for allowing us to partner with them to bring you this event, and I want to wish you all, the teams, a safe and successful event.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown. We're so glad you've decided to join us to come see some of the world's best curlers participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director for RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're also proud to support the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown, as RBC is committed to working with our community to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the community in which we live. Thank you to everyone on the organizing committee for putting this great event together, and on behalf of RBC Dominion Securities, enjoy the tournament.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Good morning, curlers, and welcome to the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown at the Swift Current Curling Club in Saskatchewan. We're here today for the game between Team Dropkin from the United States and Marco Hoesli from Switzerland. Hoesli has the hammer here in the first end, and we're underway. Going to draw the second one in here. And looking for back line here out of Tom Howell to just kind of nudge that back some. All right, so it's 2 in the house right now for Hoesli.
Great shot there, down weight hit.
So after some technical difficulty, good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for letting me join you this morning to watch some curling.
Absolutely. Now, there we go with the tap back there to lie two for Hoesli. And Korey's going to just do some cleanup work here, it looks like. Andrew Stapera fires one down. And that double is made.
Great shot.
So right now, Sarah, are you trying to still manufacture some points or look for the blank here?
I think at this point I'd be looking, get this double, probably try to blank, in my opinion. But I know a lot of teams do like to be aggressive in the first end and look for those points right away. What about yourself?
Well, it looks like we have our answer from them. I think it differs a lot different for us as club curlers as opposed to people at this level, although it did leave a Dropkin stone hanging just there on the back side.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like that top red one is in either.
So now it's a great opportunity for Korey Dropkin to put the force on here. This is third, Andrew Stapera. Andrew, originally from the Schenectady Curling Club in New York.
Great shot there, really nice weight. A little bit of directional sweeping at the end to just finish it under that guard.
And it is just a hair buried, but it looks like there's enough room to dig it here if they like. And that appears to be the option elected for Marco.
Yeah, with this much curl that we've been seeing, I think it's pretty easy for them to make those, lightweight taps / hits around guards. And I say easy with a little smile because I don't know if I would think that's easy, but they definitely make it look easy.
It's a shot I probably would take on myself, but I tend to throw a very, very lazy handle, so it gets a little bit easier.
Totally fair. Great tap there. It does leave 2 yellows in the rings. Red is, probably half buried there.
And the angles are favorable to jam onto the Yellowstone with a hit here. So that's something you really have to take a look for. Might be inclined to take on a little downweight tap back shot again.
Absolutely. And you just saw it too, so.
So here comes skip Korey Dropkin. Korey from Boston, Massachusetts, originally from the Broomstones Curling Club. Now makes his home in Duluth. Tom Howell and Mark Fenner on the brush. Ooh, and that's going to come up just a little bit tight. Open things up here.
The discussion about going to the back one, just so that, you know, even if there is anything set up, it looks like it would jam on the yellow. That is a tough board, it looks like, but definitely still manageable or doable. So draw to like the back 8. They're also looking at a tap on the yellow, but
Right. If you look at it, the way that those guards split, it does take away the draw from the one side, it would seem, to the button. This is going with the whole best guard is lying 2 strategy.
absolutely. And I also think that if they do make this draw close to the back yellow, even if a hit was made on the top red, they might still be shot in the back with their red. But I would need to see the rings closer to know that for sure. I'm just kind of going by that overhead that we had.
So here's Marco Hoesli with his first. They're going to carry it just a wick off, and it does leave those 2 grouped there at the top 4. I think you just clear them off here and take the force.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there might be a chance that that top red one jams on the side yellow one if you're not super duper careful. What do you think?
I think it makes it over the top, but
Well, I'm sure they've got this. So excited to see how it all turns out.
so Korey Dropkin with his final stone in the first 10. Hal is on it, trying to hold that line, hold the line, get the one. Oh, you're gonna drift out over, and that's gonna leave a pretty free draw for 3 here.
How the ends just change so quickly from one shot to another. It's really that's what makes curling so interesting to watch, I think.
So Marco Hoesli here, just needing to touch the 8-foot for 3. And that shot is made nicely. It will be a score of 3. Give them the advantage after one end. We'll be back in just a moment here on Curling Stadium.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Sounds like a good. And we're back here from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It's Korey Dropkin now with the Hammer trailing by 3. So we were just mentioning at break how close these two teams are in the world rankings, Sarah.
Absolutely. I think based on the curling zone scores that I saw, it was 22nd and 23rd based on points. So close in terms of ranking. I'm sure it's going to be a really great game.
First one comes right into the top button, and now the double corner is up for Korey. Korey does sweep in the vast majority of his games whilst spieling.
We're going to see a centerline guard here. One thing we were discussing last night in one of the games was just how the no-tick rule has really come into play with a lot of teams. Now this stone is too late for that, but I'm really excited to see how it continues to play out in this game or in future games with the teams.
Yes, it's definitely something that's changed the dynamic of the game. We haven't adopted it at our curling club yet in our competitive leagues, quite as of yet. Probably looking at maybe doing that next year. I think we all want to watch and see how it went, and most of us aren't good enough to call tick shots anyway. I chaired a bonspiel and they asked me about the no tick rule. I said, no. You're free to miss as many tick shots as you like. So I think that's a bit lighter than they were hoping for, eh? Now we have those reds well guarded in the house. Kind of Christmas treed up. They're going to go to do the double peel here first. It's well made, tries another one in, and whoo, just like that, cleanup on aisle 4. Now Hoesli calling for that guard to come right back. Comes into the ranks. They're going to try to dig this out and sit right there and sit shot under cover. Looking at backline weight. First stone here for Andrew Stopera. It taps it back, but it is still red as shut. So a little conversation is what you do here, thinking about maybe the corner freeze. So here's a shot from Hoesli. And that's going to come up as guarding the path to those stones and corner hooking the top guard. That's a nice draw to sit shot stone by Andrew Stopera there. So it's Dropkin sitting the one stone. Marco Hoesli trying to figure out the best way to get in there. Looks like I'm going to try to sneak a draw in. We'll find out. The weight looks pretty close. They're on it now hard. Gotta drag it there. You're gonna have to be in the 4-foot. And that's gonna be right there sitting third. So it's a very lonely rock for Korey Dropkin sitting on the 4-foot with the hammer here in the second. The pressure is certainly being applied by Marco Hoesli. And Korey's going to try to draw around all of them and put a second one in on the lid. I like this because where the draw ended up from Marco doesn't necessarily let his stone be tremendously usable against a better one here.
Hi Dave, I'm joining you again here. I'm not sure if the audio's coming in.
I got you now.
Perfect. It looks like we've got a good end here, so excited to see where this third last stone goes.
Korey Dropkin with this first, trying to draw another one in under cover. Hoping to get a multiple score here in the second end. Looks to be just a shade light. And did that set up a little shot for Hoesli here, or is a draw better the course?
It looks like they're going for that draw. But we've seen so much swing in the ice so far. I don't know if that ice what's what the main call is. Oh, from there too.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either team is really 100% dialed in on the weight yet at this point. It is the first time this way. So Marco Hoesli with his final stone in the second end, looking to really apply the pressure.
Some great brushing here to keep it straight. Maybe a little bit for weight too. Nope. Looks like weight's fine.
Gonna come past the first one, past the second one, and gonna end up just shy a shot. Certainly is the Dropkin stone sitting one. And how do you get in there for two?
Yeah, it does look like there's a bit of that stone open, so I don't know if you try to follow it and just tap it. On this side, they're looking at drawing to the back red.
I think that's the only way in, because tapping that red that was just thrown doesn't count.
Yeah, because that red one would be in the way. I think that's the same with the double tap. You'd be in a situation where that back red one's out counting it too.
Now looking at a really long raise.
This would be just looking to jam it on that back red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Certainly want to make sure you make it. If you, there's a possibility if you were to hang it out there just a touch, you would give your opponent a deuce.
With this much ice, it doesn't look like he's going to be throwing, you know, a rocket down there. Just enough to make the long tap.
So here we go. Korey Dropkin, final shot, second end. Tom Howell's on it right away. On and off, generally a good sign. Now a little bit less interested. They pick it out, and it's going to be just the score one. So Dropkin gets one here in the second. Hoesli is up by two. We'll be back on Curling Stadium.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue?
Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea.
Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
And we are back. We have Hoesli up by 2 on Dropkin here in playing 4, 3.
We're here in the third end.
My name is Sarah Hogue. I'm joining you from Saskatchewan. For those of you who are jumping in here in the third end, and we are joined by one of our good friends from the States, Dave. Hi.
Hello, Sarah. Joining from just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
What's the weather like there today?
Oh, it's brisk, probably about 35 Fahrenheit here. 31 and cloudy, so 0.
Some great brushing there. It'll just slip into the 12-foot.
For comparison, what's the weather in Saskatoon?
Oh, I haven't even checked the weather here. It's been abnormal weather up here in Saskatchewan this year. We pretty much don't have any snow, and it rained yesterday, which not normal for our province.
All right, so we have 3 guards in play, and with the offset, Marco Hoesli is electing to draw into the 4-foot here. So here's the second stone from lead Justin Hauscher.
Need to go a little bit for line.
They get past that.
Slips into the back 8-foot, just about to the 12.
And that's a pretty much no-brainer here to put the broom down to come underneath.
Absolutely. One seconds first stones here.
Yep, Mark Fenner has delivered it, and we have Tom and Korey brushing. You're going to have to try to get it there past all the guards. Got to keep on dragging it, and you're going to get just to nibble the top of the 8-foot.
Red is still shot here, and it looks like they're opting to play for that red guard. Or, no, they're looking... Yep.
I think we're going between clean up and get messy. We're cleaning up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, they'll look to play red onto yellow here from their guards.
So this is coming at parking lot C weight. Peeling the top one off.
That's not bad either. I mean, you get the top one. Now the raise of yours is pretty straightforward. Messing with the yellows is also straightforward.
They're going to try and make that draw again, but better.
I think they may have signaled for the guard. Are they drawing here? Or are they just guarding? Not too sure.
Well, we'll give him credit for the guard there. That way it's a 4.
Perfect. It also takes away that angle on the yellow, on the red yellow. So basically having to peel this one, they might be able to get it where they catch their own red and it goes straight back, but the call was for the top one.
That is nicely executed there, and now there's a lot more real estate to work with.
Absolutely, that was really well made.
So Korey indicating coming down to the stone in the back 8 right now for Andrew.
Some good brushing here. We haven't really seen this out-turn draw too much yet from the side. So we'll see what happens. Looks like
Just gonna wick off that top one and roll into the 8-foot and be second shot.
Alright, so they're between 2 shots here, either the double potential triple or just taking the side yellow.
Well, there's definitely benefits to both here. I mean, you have a stone. It's how much you feel comfortable letting it get interesting this early in the game, especially with a lead.
Absolutely, you're up by 2.
With the hammer. So here's Philip with his first.
Some directional sweeping to get that curl. And he just gets the back one, but it does make it so that those yellows are further apart.
So it looks like Korey's opting to chase the one in the back and lie 3 of his own. The stone coming on the way from Stepera. His aunt and uncle asked me to give them a shout out, so hello, Sue and Bill.
Fantastic. Some good brushing, and it comes right down to bump that back red one out. Now we've got the call for the double, but now it's which way do you go? They're so well in line. Do you go to then roll a little bit behind your guard, or do you take it the other way?
I think I favor rolling behind the guard.
That's what I would say too.
Trying to work it over just a touch to get there. It's gonna sneak over the top.
They are still second shot, but it doesn't look like for long if the call is to hit that one.
Yeah, it was Corey's first tap was the stone, and that's gonna be the call. He's gonna do that and try to, should be able to roll underneath the guard and sit shot himself.
Absolutely, with that down weight, it does curl quite a bit here in Swift Current, so get a little flop over under the guard and you'd be sitting 3.
Oh, the game's a lot more fun when the stones curl.
Absolutely.
Make that hit, and they do lie 1, 2, and 3.
So the call here to corner freeze or to kind of just cozy up to that side yellow one would be more of like a setup for potentially 2. You wouldn't get shot out of it, but at least it's covered and protected. Now you're looking at this back yellow one that is shot.
Yeah, I think this is the right call.
Yeah, go for the protection of that guard, but also of that side yellow one, and then hopefully have a shot to generate 2 here. Even if it's just 1, you're already up by 2.
Absolutely, and you don't want to do anything that's going to endanger your opportunity to score your 1 here and move on.
Absolutely.
So Marco Hoesli, here's his first in the 3rd. And they brush that nicely and do make second shot out of it.
Now Dropkin can follow them and just kind of go behind that. Gives them a lot of protection. There's nothing that can essentially be raised onto their stone if they do nestle into the side 4 foot. And they did just see a draw go down this path.
So Team Dropkin has a 21-18 record so far this season. Their best finish was a second at the U.S. Open in Blaine at 4 Seasons. Team Hoesli 29-21. They were winners of the Oslo Cup this September. So here's Corey with his last in the 3rd.
Some good brushing here from the sweepers. Looks
Okay,
like needing the weight and the curl.
You want to get under there and make it as hard as you can for your opponent.
Absolutely.
And we're sitting there. They are sitting shut, but it looks like there's the hit or the draw available. I think even the draw down to the back one is good in this instance. So needing the 4-foot circle will be Marco Hoesli. Trying to get his single here in the fourth end.
Yeah, you know, if you're a team that's really, really needing points, you could always go for that yellow one, you know, maybe get 2. But in this situation, it's just too tricky. If you happen to overcurl, now you're giving your opponent 1. So taking the 1, being up by a couple, being up by 3 and playing 4, it's a really good spot to be in.
Yeah, definitely playing the scoreboard here, and they're managing the stone down here. They seem to be quite happy with it. No real sense of urgency here. And that draw is good, and it's a single point, putting them up by a score of 4-1 after 3. We'll return in just a moment.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Every time. And we're back here in the fourth end from the Western Showdown at the Swift Current Curling Club in Saskatchewan. I'm Dave Schmel, joined by Sarah Hoog, and we are watching Hoesli versus Dropkin so far, and we've had a good start so far.
We really have.
So Dropkin's going to have the hammer here in the fourth. The first 2 stones are in the house for Team Hoesli. And they're going to elect to throw the double corner or draw one right down there to set in the middle. Looks like they're electing for the double corner.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how teams play out the double corner. I know with the 5 rock rule, a lot of teams were opting to play the double corner on the same side. But now, from what I'm seeing, a lot of teams are reverting back to the double corner, one on each side. I'm not sure if you have a preference or if you've seen a preference in it, but I do think it's really interesting how these little teeny tiny rule changes really make strategy calls a little bit different as the game progresses.
Well, I, for one, Sarah, do prefer the double corner on the same side, but I'm not playing at the same level as these gentlemen. At our level, even our competitively, we're thrilled to set up both guards and draw under them once, let alone twice.
Agreed. Same here. Same here.
Oftentimes, I'll throw one in and then guard it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting sport that way, where a lot of times you look at what these guys are doing and you're like, I can do that. And a curler like myself, I can't throw that much weight. I definitely can't replicate their shots, but they make it look easy. So,
well, a little bit of a speed wobble there from Mark Fenner, and Corey's going to really pound this to hold it on line. Got to go all the way coast to coast, and you get one moving and you roll your shooter under cover, so that's a pretty good outcome.
Absolutely it is. There's a little bit more space between those reds too, so they'll go a little bit easier on the next one. And we see Hoesli calling to run back that guard.
Simon Glore trying to make that shot right now. I'm sorry, Sarah.
No, I was just going to say it's tricky when it's not yours, but this is a fine outcome. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Now we're going to utilize that other guard, and this is where that textbook scenario is supposed to work out, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think now that those rocks in the center are unlocked, they can kind of ignore them for a few stones here.
Yes, you talked about the difference between watching a game at this level as opposed to at a club level, and I feel like I made all of my quote-unquote TV shots for the year this week, so I think I've used up about 6 months worth of shots this week.
Oh gosh. And on the brush right away.
That's the second one they've had to really, really hammer. Now they're a little bit happier with it. And to get past the guard now, are you happy with the weight? Looks like they brushed maybe a touch more weight into it than they would have liked.
Does vary though, which is good. And I mean,
that's really varied.
Yeah, with those reds in the way, it's not as if they've set anything up for the opposition. That little hit and roll isn't bad, but you know your opposition is going to go for those reds. So would you play to like freeze it, or would you play to tap it? Like hit and roll to freeze, or hit and roll to tap?
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you protect your lead here.
Absolutely.
So here's the first from Philip Hoesli. Looking for the little hit and roll. Nice easy weight. Now trying to work it over just a touch. And that is well made. I don't think there's a triple take out there.
No, I think on maybe like arena rocks you might be able to get a triple there, but then you're also running the risk of jamming your yellow too. So you know this team better than I. Are they just playing for the top ones, or
It looks, yeah, it does look like they're just looking to maybe even just jostle the deck around a little bit.
perfect? Yeah.
See, I think that was pretty much the intention there.
Yeah, that was a wonderful shot.
Now that leaves Team Hoesli with the tricky little poke through. You have to make sure you don't jam on anything on the way by here.
Some good rotation on this stone. Really well made. Now you're sitting 1, 2, 4, 5.
Definitely a lot of red rocks. And now they're going to come after the one in the back, it looks to be. Final stone here for Andrew Stapera. Tom Howell holding this out right from the get-go. There's a good heavy clean. It's there and rolls off just a little bit. I think that's in a nice spot as well.
Absolutely. Now they have to be careful if they are hitting this where the shooter sticks, because obviously with 2 rocks in the 4-foot, that does set up a double. But if they can make this right, or just right, it'll be a really, really tough double to stick your shooter. So definitely some things to think about, and you can see them looking at it. So just a soft weight hit here.
So Marco's in the hack, and his first is away here in the 4th.
And a hit and stick.
Don't know if you've left a double. You left that one, yes.
Absolutely. And I think even if they just hit and roll, that red in like the 12-foot could act as somewhat of a protection for their stone. I mean, it is a short run, and they did just motion for that, but it's what do you want to leave your opposition sometimes? And we've seen Hoesli making a lot of fantastic shots, so.
I assume the counter shot would be to draw and resplit, but we have to see exactly where this ends up finishing. Got to make this one first.
Absolutely.
So key shot here in the 4th end. Korey Dropkin. Hal is on it. Ooh, that is a nicely made stone.
Fantastic stone. Now it's the question of what do you do? You're sitting first shot. You're sitting 2 and 3. Do you make that short little run?
Do you ever get really aggressive and freeze down to the one on the right as we're looking at it? Well,
Literally was just thinking that, but I wonder if that's you and I talking versus these teams with their shots talking. I feel like the draw is a very, like, you play that, now you're sitting 1-2. But then this, on the other hand, it is just a nose hit / just off nose. So
this is certainly a don't give up 3 shot.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's what you're comfortable with or what the thrower is comfortable with, I think. But I agree with you that draw is very tempting. All right. So we're sweeping to curl here.
Oh, and therein lies the danger of missing that. Now you're just going to have a nose hit for a triple.
That would definitely tie up the game in the 5th end. I mean, you never want to give up 3, but when you do have a 3-point lead, you're not shaking in your boots at that point. It's all right. It's like a game reset.
So here's Korey Dropkin looking for the hit and stick to score 3 and tie it up.
Nice, easy, clean with a little sweep now. And really well made.
There you go, and it is a score of 3, and we will start all over after 4 in just a moment.
I've got the bill.
Well, now I've got the tip.
Standard tip increased 2% this year.
That's why I keep you around. So, corn's looking great.
Well, our crop plan is working.
And we locked in that input financing at the perfect time.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea.
Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
Okay, we're back here in the 5th end right now, all tied up. Marco Hoesli and Korey Dropkin. We're in for a good finish here, halfway through. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm here with Sarah Hogan. Sarah, what are your thoughts to the first part of this game?
You know, it was an emotional roller coaster. We had a 3-point lead at one point. Now we're tied up. I think both teams are doing really well. There were a few draws that overcurled in the third end and in the first end. But I think now by the fifth, the teams know the ice. They're taking a little bit more ice. And yeah, excited to see how this one ends. I was just looking here at the other games going on at the Western Showdown. So here we have Lake Hawk versus Park. Lake Hawk is up 3-1 in the fourth. Then we go to the Sturmey-Kleider game. Sturmey's up 3-1 in the fourth. And then we have the Calvert-Weeb game where Calvert is down 1-5 in the fourth. So our game definitely really close here. And we will continue with those updates.
All right, thank you, Sarah, for that. It is Korey Dropkin sitting shot right now, the top of the 4-foot. Hoesli is in the back 8, so Korey's asking for the draw. And Stapera holds the broom for Team Dropkin. Very much a collaborative effort between Andrew and Korey. This one's going to skinny on by and come right to the back 4. That is a pistol.
That is fantastic. I mean, you couldn't have fit a paper between those stones in the 4-foot.
So now no choice but to peel guards and open things up. And I'm assuming if you're Hoesli, you're trying to steer this towards the blank. Peel made, guard coming right back. Here's
Nice.
Fenner with, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead. I was just going to say a nice, easy wait here. They know this path really well. So just looking to lob it in. Just nice and easy guard.
Might be just a hair tighter than they would have liked, but they're going to take a run at removing at least 2 of these here. Simon Glure coming at it with all due alacrity. It's 1 and just shoots by the top. So it looks like we're going to lather, rinse, and repeat, maybe? Yes.
I think they're looking at, do you want it a 2 or a 1 in terms of guard? Just knowing that their opponent, Hoesli, can definitely throw that weight to get rid of them all or both.
Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to being a little bit higher here.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And this will be in that 1 range. Just the top of our picture here. So now you might want to be tempted to come at it from the other angle and maybe get a few more going, but gonna go right down Broadway again.
With this peel, I mean, they can get both of them 2 different ways. I mean, hit a little bit more of the top one and it just comes off easy. Hit a little bit less and they might actually be able to pitch the middle yellow back into the rings to move things around too. And we'll see. Yep.
Fire it off, and 1, 2, and 3 of them go away. That really moved around the furniture there.
That was fantastic.
And back to the old guard train for Team Dropkin. So we had spoken earlier about how quickly an end can change here. I think 1 stone ago you were feeling pretty good if you were Dropkin. Now not so much.
Absolutely. I think these curling games, as we said earlier, these teams are ranked so closely. They're so well matched. I mean, they're some of the top teams in the world. So these games can swing really, really quickly when both teams are just tossing, well, shots like that where 1, 2, 3 and they're gone, or you need to replace a stone and you walk it down there. So yeah, it's really great curling.
And now it looks like we're trying to get rid of everything. On it, trying to walk it over just a little bit. It's going to get the top one and just go by the one in the rings. Oh.
And they leave their shooter there as a guard.
And now we're back in another interesting spot. Now it's going to think about drawing underneath of that one. And this might be interesting because that guard that was left is just long enough that that's surely not a cinch run back. So the broom's going to go on down for a draw for Korey Dropkin. His team of the, quote, Young Bucks.
Nice and easy there. We've seen quite a few out turns this way, so they know the ice really well. Sweepers are just walking with it.
And now they're going to come on and try to bury it under. Might be a touch heavier than they liked. And they are going to end up going down. That's not a bad outcome, locking the one on the rear red there. So, Sarah, what's the call if you had to have your wish?
Oh, goodness. If I am Hoesli, I think I might just be freezing here. I mean, you definitely want to count. You maybe want to take... You want to take your 2, but I have to count at least one because there's no blank here. Unless I guess you...
I think the blank went by the wayside. I think you're correct there.
Honestly, I don't mind the freeze. It looks like they're playing for like a little tap. Oh, no, they're
Ooh.
the shot. I mean, if you can toss that weight, get rid of everything, you're looking fine.
I just not 100% sure you're going to be able to get that back yellow to go, but we'll see. I'm interested. If I had popcorn, I would grab it.
I'm gonna pull up my clock here just to see. Not sure if we'll be able to time this, but I'm interested. See what type of weight he throws. Oh, and it's not a rocket like I thought it was.
Yeah, so did I. So, okay, they're trying to manage it here. Just gonna come up to the nose, and you move the one and you unlock it. Now you did roll half under, but I see a sliver of it exposed. So it looks like Team Dropkin is going to try to pick that rock that was just thrown and lie 3.
And they can see a sliver.
With the way that we've seen the stone swing, I certainly think you could get to it now. Conversely, you could just lock one on there and try to elicit a steal, but I think the force is what you're really looking for.
Absolutely. I think you force here in the 5th. You get hammer back for the 6th.
So this one has to be just right. Korey Dropkin with his final in end number 5.
Some directional sweeping here.
Tom Howe now trying to carve it over. Got to carve it over. And it's going to come into contact and punch it through. And they will lie the 3. So good shot there from Korey.
Very nice. Now, I'd look at just the nose hit, but they did signal to tap the side 2 as well. No, it looks like maybe they're just going for the nose hit.
Don't know if that one in the rear is nibbling and all, but I don't think it matters too much. Unless they intend to throw a nutso crazy rocket shot here.
It's one thing about the Swift Current rocks is they're fantastic rocks to throw on and to sweep, but they're very lively stones. No, it looks like they're just going for the nose. Sweet.
And there you go, the hit and the stick. It looks like they might have been entertaining at least the idea of the triple, but didn't want to throw so much weight that they risked it, but it is the single point for Team Hoesli, and Dropkin will have the hammer in the sixth. We'll be back on Curling Stadium.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
And we're back here. Sixth end of the Western Showdown, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions at the Swift Current Curling Club in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Dave Schmel and Sarah Hogue here, and we have a good one.
Mostly up by 1 on Dropkin here. Dropkin with the hammer in 6. During the break, we were just talking about curling clubs in different areas of the world. Now, both of these teams are not from Canada. They're not Canadian teams, and we're just so happy to have them playing here in Swift Current. We absolutely love when events in Saskatchewan. I'm from Saskatchewan, but I love seeing international teams at the events. It just kind of elevates that competitive nature of the game. And we were talking about curling clubs and how essentially based on where you're from in the world, access to practice ice changes or access to ice at all changes. I know sometimes I shake my fist at the cold, but I'm very happy that we've got a lot of curling clubs up here to choose from.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to live 5 minutes away from my club, the Bucks County Curling Club. But for me, the nearest curling club other than that's the Philadelphia Curling Club, which is about 30 to 40 minutes, or the Plainfield Curling Club in New Jersey, that's about an hour and 15.
Nice freeze here on the 1 on the pin. You see both teams really aggressive this end. I mean, the score is so close. We're looking at the 6th end. It's only an 8-end game. I know some of these events run 10-end games, but this one's 8.
6 end, such a key end to score.
Totally.
I'm sure Jerry someplace has stats buried as to who wins the 6th end versus who wins the game, but I'd say that you like your chances if you score in the 6th.
I would agree to that. I'd agree. I also think maybe a mini shout out to Steve Howard if he's watching, but he has a first team to 7 theory where if ever a team is up by 7, they're going to win no matter what. I think it's a pretty good theory.
So a bit of a pickle early here in the end and a tough decision to make. Do you want to open it up or do you want to continue concentrating play in the 4-foot?
It's tough. I mean, you've got hammer. You want to count your 2 for sure, but you also don't want to give the opposition anything to play to either. Because if there's a steal, then there's a 2-point difference there.
So it looks like the call here is to, with nice easy weight, move that center guard over and roll the shooter into the rings. A tricky shot for sure.
But if you can make it, it's a fantastic shot. So we've got some sweeping here, and we'll see how it goes.
Korey is on this. Gotta go hard. Are they gonna catch a little bit too much of it? They get it, and it's gonna spin over the rings. So they did accomplish the objective of opening it up, but getting that extra rack in reserve there did not happen.
Looks like they're just going to be replacing that stone now. It looks a little bit...
Looks a little wide.
Complicated and wide, yeah.
Well, here it comes walking back now. Finish it is going to end up probably just a touch tighter than they would have liked. It does leave a sliver open, but here they're going to try it again. I think it's a little easier this time.
Absolutely. With it being just that foot or so tighter.
And especially now because you can probably use the one you threw previously as a little bit of a catcher there.
Absolutely.
All right. Just trying to fine tune this rack to get the one, and that's going to slip underneath and out of the rings. Oh, what? Just corkscrew back. And it is sitting, where is that sitting? I think it's sitting in maybe 4th?
Yeah, it looks like it's 4th.
Wow, that's a big corkscrew back on.
They're also not sure either. The signal was a handshake of, I don't know. So it's close.
I swore that was off the sheet for sure.
Sometimes you can just, cross your fingers, hope and pray, and it does spin back.
So here's Phil Hoesli with his first. Putting the guard up again. This one is a bit higher. Now, just got to work it over for line. But is it too high?
It looks to be quite high, and it doesn't look like it came over enough for them.
All right, I saw Korey ask for hack weight there.
Yeah, they're looking to get to the inside of it so that the angle stays good on that yellow-red. I don't think they can get rid of those stones. It's just to move it around.
Just a little jostle shot, as we would say at our club. Got a skinny past the guard. You do now. Making contact. And you unlock those stones. And I think that's a pretty good outcome, Sarah.
Absolutely, it is. Now we'll see a freeze here. They're taking less ice than they have for this outturn. So I wonder if maybe it's like a freeze tap.
Because it is Dropkin sitting shot right now. Now we're going to reconsider our option. Now they're thinking about seeing if they can kill the shot rock.
It looks like you can see maybe a quarter of that top one.
And now we're back to the freeze.
A touch more ice than before. So see how this one goes.
All right, just a clean from the brushers thus far. Working its way on down, looking to corner freeze. It's going to work its way into the rings and get right down to it. And the might have curled up just a hair too much. It looks pretty close to good.
A really good shot, though. And I mean, to have weight precision like that, just to be able to essentially walk it down, that's fantastic.
And now we're going to talk about it, and I think rightly so. So looking at the crosshouse double here to lie 3.
Yeah, it's really too bad that that yellow guard is on the maple leaf there, because that in-off looks a lot easier than the crosshouse double. And if you hit that one that they just threw, drag takes yours sailing past that red. So it's a tough call.
You might be able to hold an edge of the button, but you're going to leave it out there for your opponent.
Absolutely.
Okay, so after much contemplation, we're going to play down the middle. Didn't catch which one they're referencing to hit.
I think they're looking to pick it out.
Up.
It looks like they're trying to pick it out, and they might, like, that double is there too.
Well, one thing's for certain, something's going to move at this weight. Andrew Stapera with his final stone in the 610. Past the first, picking that second one out nicely, and they do lie the 2.
Really good shot there.
Took it out with the precision of a surgeon.
We're looking at maybe freezing to this one, which honestly is a great shot. You freeze that, there's not a lot they can do in terms of removing your stone with only 2 of theirs left.
Gonna be tricky with the line, getting past both guards, I think.
Yeah, I think as long as you can get by the one in the 8 foot and then continue to keep curling, you'll be good. But you're totally right. The way the guards are is not making this an easy shot.
Looks far easier on the telestrator. So here we go. Marco Hoesli with his first and end number 6. Up 1, facing a couple.
Sweepers down. This looks light.
It is light. And that is going to come on down to the pile and leave it sitting 2 for Dropkin. So I'd be half tempted to draw the other way and lie a third right now, but what do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, I'd agree to that. I think at this point, it's what do you think to make with the way things are curling?
Now, this isn't a bad option, hitting that red in a flat roll over to lie 3, because that takes away a stone that Marco could use.
Absolutely, it does. If you draw down to it, I mean, you might be leaving a pocket. You might also like shrink your scoring zone a little bit.
I mean, it looks like Dropkin's in a very good opportunity to get to his 2, if not 3. Trying to find a way to cement 3.
I think they're all in agreement with going after that red one.
Just where do you want to roll to, and where do you want to leave it? Now, some discussion of the draw. Ultimately, that's a shot that Korey wanted right off the bat, so that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes your first instinct is what you need to toss because that's what's always going to be in your mind when you go.
That's the shot that, that's the shot that he felt in his gut, and that's what he's going to go and throw. So the stone's away for Korey Dropkin. Big shot here in the 6th. Trying to carve it over just a touch. You're going to hit and stick and still lie just the 2.
Looking at maybe that in off or just full draw. I think the draw is tricky on this one because in your mind, and I don't know, maybe this is, they're professionals. I am a club curler, so in my mind I'd be like, oh, I just came up short on my draw, but I'm sure they work with sports psychologists and everything, so.
And the line on that side has gotten that much trickier because you left that first one high there, so you would have to come from the other side if you were ever going to draw. Or this hit and flat roll isn't necessarily bad either.
Looks like they're coming off their own here.
This is one you need here, or else you're giving up 3 for sure. Marco Hoesli with his last. On it right off the jump. Gotta hold it, and you hit the one where you walk on over, and yes, but the shooter skitters up and over. Still a nicely made effort at that, and it's gonna take 3 out, I think. And it's gonna be a draw for 2.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Absolutely.
And no hesitation here from Korey, not looking at anything exotic, just going to draw the 4, get his 2, be up 1 and move on. Discussing their split times here, trying to see what's ideal. Final stone, end number 6. Dropkin looking to score a deuce.
Sweepers are close.
They're just kind of escorting this down the ice. It may be just a touch heavy. And it is, so it's only going to be a single for Korey Dropkin here. And we're tied up after at 5 after 6. We'll be back with the 7th end here on Curling Stadium.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet. And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Monte Carlo nights. And we're back here in the 7th end, all tied up. Marco Hoesli with hammer here. So let's take a look around the barn and get an update on our scores. Sarah?
Well, we've got the Lakehawk versus Park game. It's in the 6th end, and Lakehawk is up by 1. It's 4-3. Sturmey and Kleider are tied in the 6th with 4-4 each. And it looks like Weeb took the final with Calvert, 6-2 final score. And in the women's, we've got Brown and Barker tied at 4 in the 7th. And Skrillick is up by 1 on Silvernagel in the 7th.
All right, and back here it is all tied up with Marco Hoesli from Switzerland with the hammer here in the 7th end. So, tied up with the hammer in the 7th, what would be your preference and what do you think Marco's looking to do here?
Personally, I'd love to blank this. I think he might be looking for the blank too. But also, you're never upset when a deuce comes your way. What's your read on the situation? What would you try?
Oh, I definitely agree. I'm always happy to score 2. And then I feel confident in my ability to force or even just play it as if it's for the steal. So it looks like we're going to have rocks in play to get at least to get started here, because Korey certainly wants the force to be on.
Absolutely, that redstone just kind of clipped the backside of the yellow. So definitely shorter, and shorter than what they wanted. This an already very aggressive second end.
So Mark Fenner from Bemidji, Minnesota.
I've got to tell you, I absolutely love traveling in Minnesota. I know most people wonder why or how come, and I'm like, man, taking the train from Minot, North Dakota to St. Paul's, fantastic trip, and everyone should do it. But I think Minnesota is just so much fun. It's like you're in Saskatchewan. Everyone's so friendly.
I do make it a point to bonspiel almost every year at the Four Seasons Curling Club in Blaine over the summer. The Blazing Brooms they hold there annually.
Fantastic. We see a great peel shot here. Just took the top one. I think they only wanted to take that top one. And we'll see it being replaced.
Yeah, Minnesota, a nice place to visit in the summertime, although I have found that those 10,000 lakes seem to come with 10,000 mosquitoes.
That is fair. That is fair. Nice clean here. The sweepers really like the weight. I think it came deeper than what they wanted. They were looking for a 2, and this slid as a 3, making it a little bit easier for Hoesli to move quite a few yellows on this one. If they lose some reds, I think they're fine with that, but they're looking, it signaled at the run.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It looks like they're lining up how to make optimal use of this opportunity, because there's no guarantee of another half shot coming their way.
Isn't that the truth? I mean, we were talking, I don't know if it was the 4th or 5th end, about just how fantastic both of these teams are. So if you get just a half miss out of a team, you really want to take advantage of it.
Simon Glore with the takeout attempt. Get one, and will you get the other one out the side door? Will it not spin back? Yes.
Great shot. For those of you joining us later in the game, we've seen a few of those just spin right back into the rings this game. There was one, we definitely thought it was a goner shot, and it spun back in to actually be a substantial counter. So definitely not out of the realm of possibilities that one would have spun back in.
So the first here from Andrew Stapera. Mark Fenner going to try to brush it on home. And it's going to tap their stone up to be second shot. So they lie first and third right now. And it looks like another run back is on the way and should be able to remove both of those yellows, don't you think?
I think so. I think if you hit this, not nose, but close to nose, You can get both those yellows. I think they're calling for it to go essentially where the middle yellow is going to go across the top of the second yellow, just to avoid any possibility of a jam. And
It definitely looks like the safer way to go.
your red might also just kind of flop under your guard there too, which would be a fantastic outcome.
Trying to hold it hard for line here, all the way. Get one and both of them, and you're even going to hold the run stone. Nicely made, and now it is Team Hoesli sitting the 2.
That is fantastic.
Korey asking for the draw here from Andrew. Took a look at that cross-house shot for just a second. It's there, but I don't know how much it gets you. You're probably inviting the blank more if you do that. Howell and Fenner trying to get this one on down. They are having to drag it to get it to go, and this is going to end up quite a bit light. So just that quickly, opportunity is coming knocking for Marco Hoesli. Looking to draw underneath cover, lie 3. Or a little tap, possibly. What do you think is the optimal play here, Sarah?
I think if I'm playing, I personally say, okay, 2 looks like it's in play. Let's come in, but it looks like they're playing the tap. Oh no, it's
now back to the draw.
Perfect. I think personally that's what I would throw, but I can definitely say that these teams make a lot more shots. So oh, claiming the stone, maybe something underneath.
And there you get a good look at the bottom of the Swift Current rocks there. Looks like they are inset with the blue hone inserts. Kind of become the gold standard for stones now.
Absolutely. I mean, granite's so expensive. Scrub here. Gotta go.
So a little shorter than they may have liked, but they still lie 3. It's gonna possibly leave an opportunity to draw around and at least cut the scoring. Maybe if you can find a way to force here, you end up down 1 with.
I agree. I think potentially that intern draw is looking decent, but they are looking at how this lines up too.
Yes, for me, I kind of like the intern draw and freeze in there. You're not going to get shot stone out of it, but you're going to make it a lot more difficult to score multiple points. These are a lot of angles. I see a slide rule coming out. There's some sine and cosine and tangents being calculated. And it looks like Korey wants to throw this double. Don't think the angle's right for a triple. I think the shooter goes over the top. Got to hit most of what you can see here.
Yeah, I think if they can hit everything they see, they'll make that double. I don't think their shooter will stay in the rings, though. What do you?
I do think it goes over the top. We're going to find out shortly. We got a bullet coming here from Korey Dropkin. It is high and makes the other double. So instead of the double they called, they end up with a little redirect there, a little unexpected plan B.
Now, is it the draw, or are we playing the hit and roll?
First instinct is the draw. Does leave a yellow raise back though. If you play the hit and roll, you're inviting a tap back with nothing really of your own that's in a good spot to send in, I don't think. So the call is the draw, just nibbling the top four, making it in such a way that be difficult to make a run double on it. If you can place this perfectly, you're going to have a good one and probably walk away here with two. If not, it's going to be a force. So this will probably determine our score for the end right here.
Nice and easy weight. Sweepers are on it right away.
Looks like this one's coming up just a touch light as well.
Yeah, I think they can get it. Oh, yep, they did. They got it second shot. But it does still leave that double.
And this looks quite makeable. You might end up going on under your own though. It looks like that's a pretty natural result, which would bring the blank in. So
now it's down to what do you want to leave them for your event? Do you want them to count one? Do you want them to blank?
yeah, because that double has blank written all over because it's going to end up taking out your own stone in the wings. So there's some thought here of raising this yellow here at the 3 guard back onto shot stone. I kind of like it.
I do too. I think you just have to skinny the one that they just tossed. So it's literally just off nose.
Good amount of room to make it by for sure.
It's going to take the opposite turn, so we'll come in right really naturally to the one on the 4 foot. And this shot's definitely a big risk-reward type shot.
That's often the playbook for Team Dropkin, playing aggressively. Let's see how it pans out. Tom Fenner, not really tremendously interested in this, so now we're on it. Does this pick off his hand or?
It did.
Ooh, that is terribly unfortunate. And even on more unfortunate is that it pushed off his own off the rings, and that's going to leave Hoesli a shot for 4. Ooh, you just hate to see that, Sarah.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you just never want it to happen to you.
And he had noticed earlier in the end, Team Hoesli cleaning something meticulously around that hack area.
Yeah, I wonder if, maybe something like a fingerprint or something. I honestly, I don't know, but yeah, it definitely picked just out of his hand.
Oh boy. So, Marco Hoesli, final shot, trying to make 4.
Nice and easy.
And there it is, score of 4, and that'll be all. 9-5 win for Marco Hoesli over Korey Dropkin, and they will continue on in the B. And that is our final here from Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Absolutely, and for all of us here at Curling Stadium, I'm Dave Schmel with Sarah Hogue. We thank you for joining us, and make sure to catch our next draw coming up soon on Curling Stadium.
Have a great day, everyone.
We feed the world with Nutrien, and a large portion of what our job is to get fertilizer out with the carriers so they can get directed to the farms or to the different retail locations. We know that if we don't have the answer to something, we're not afraid to reach out because we have support from everyone. We've got a really good team behind us.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.